Hey, hello everybody. Bob DiGiacomo, Intentional Growth Coaching, coming to you from beautiful and sunny Bermuda. And I have a really special guest today. He and I met each other a couple of years ago at an event called Turning Point. And I don't think either of us have been the same since. So let me go ahead and bring in Mr. Alejandro The Tornado. Alejandro, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. You know me, every single day, it's a great opportunity to show up strong, determined into the world. I mean, trying to create new things and continue on that journey of personal growth, self-improvement, and reaching the very best version of yourself each and every day.
And I think that by the time people get done watching this, they're going to truly understand why I call you the Tornado, because you are just definitely a bundle of energy. I do wish all those, by the way, in the Deep South who've been experiencing tornadoes over the last 24 hours, prayers and blessings. So even though I nicknamed you the Tornado, I don't want people to get confused. Now, speaking of which, and speaking of energy, when we were chatting about this, you had mentioned the desire to talk about resolutions, New Year's resolutions, because we are coming up to year's end. And of course, what does everybody do when they get near the year's end? They write down resolutions, which they'll stick with for a little bit until they get rid of them. That's the beauty of resolutions. But I thought we would take it a step further, and that's why we're talking about resolution revolution. And I want to throw one more word in there besides significance: intentionality, doing things with intentional significance. So tell us all about resolutions, your thoughts about resolutions.
Well, just in preparation, I mean, for this video that we are doing, this live session that we're doing, and I knew that we were going to be discussing the topic of resolutions. And so I took the liberty to go and said, let me find out exactly what the dictionary says about the word resolution. And so it says the word resolution is defined as a firm decision to do or not to do something. And the second definition is the quality of being determined or resolute. Resolute. And then I said, if that is the true definition of resolution, then how come that when it comes to this time of the year and people start making those very famous and popular New Year's resolutions, those resolutions do not have anything that is associated with the definition? I mean, they're not determined to do anything. They're not resolute on doing anything long term. It's just something that it happens. Perhaps they start on January 1st and you see them going to the gym, beginning a diet, I mean, doing all these kinds of things. And by the end of January, or perhaps the end of February at the latest, everything gets back to normal and resolutions are thrown back into a corner or a drawer, put there until the following January, when they are rebirthed for another 2 months. I mean, it's just something that I could never understand that, Bob.
So a couple of things popped into my mind while you were giving those definitions. One was to resolve. Resolution, resolve starts out with the same letters. And people make resolutions, but they don't resolve themselves. And in the word resolve, of course, is the word solve.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also the law of the mirror, the law of the picture comes in here. People do what people see. So because everybody's making resolutions, and they're listening to what other people's resolutions are, and they may have nothing to do with what the resolve is to solve what it is that needs to be dealt with. And I know you will also appreciate this because you and I are both students of TAGR, Think and Grow Rich.
That's right.
And chapter 9 in the book that I have, and I've seen it in chapter 8 and some other editions, is the chapter on persistence.
Oh, is that your favorite chapter?
Well, it is, because you know what? I learned a long time ago that if you don't read persistence according to the mentor's decree, that if you miss a day, you have to start over again. And I have a feeling that with resolutions, people start missing days and they're not prepared to go back and start again. So I want to add one more point to that, because I'm currently doing a workshop called Miracle Morning, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But clearly it takes 28 days for a habit to become habitual, and that's intention.
That's exactly right. I was looking at some of the content that I have, and I said, to what I can equate New Year's resolutions. And I think that we can equate it to what we call good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
New Year's resolutions are good intentions. And what happens when people, and I know that lots of people who throughout their lives.
I was just good intentionally putting this on silent because I kept hearing it.
They've been having good intentions to write a book, good intentions to start a new venture, good intentions to quit their jobs or to begin working towards becoming their own boss and having their own business and becoming entrepreneurs, good intentions of becoming healthier in eating habits, good intentions to becoming more active, whether it's going to the gym or walking or being active, or rather than sitting, standing up. There is lots of good intentions that people have, and then what happens with those good intentions? They never get fulfilled. They never get realized for whatever reasons. There are tons of reasons. It is difficult. Come to an obstacle, then I'm just going to give up. I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too whatever it may be. But people, they are stuck in that good intentioned mentality and thinking, and they cannot make any progress. So that's where the other word comes in, which you know very well. John Maxwell knows it very well. I know it very well. And we have to change the paradigm from good intentions to intentionality. What do you think?
And of course, in intentions and in intentionality is the word intent. And we're taught to do things with specific intent. So let me just do a little commercial break here. By the way, if you're just joining us, you're on with Bob and Alejandro, and today we are talking about resolution revolution with intentionality. And so welcome to the call today. What I'm hearing and what I've been discovering is that I'm thinking that before people can determine what their resolutions are going to be, they must first determine what their goals are going to be. And you and I both know that all too often people are more apt to change the goal than they are apt to change the plan. but it should be we change the plan to get to the goal. And we've seen too many people moving the goalposts around the field, and it's almost like I get tired of trying to catch the goalposts as they keep moving around. So I'm thinking that it's probably important, number one, before I'm going to write some resolutions, I should first determine what my goals are with specific intent, and probably not overwhelm myself with too many goals. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard, it gets hard. Maybe taking too many leaps and bounds at one time, or maybe the establishment of a couple of goals, attainable goals,
yes,
to get a foundation and a feel good about it, and then you can keep adding to that.
Of course. Now, talking about goals, and when we start delving into the area of goal achieving, I heard, and I'm sure that you heard it too, I mean, our fierce leader, not John Maxwell, but the president of the John Maxwell team, our dear mentor, Paul Martinelli. And Paul said, which is, I mean, it goes against the common thinking about goals, and is, what is the real purpose of having a goal? And for most people, the real purpose of having a goal is reaching the goal and grabbing the goal, then getting the goal. But that really is not the purpose of having a goal. The purpose of having a goal is who you become as a result of the journey that takes you to reach the goal. Is the journey to the goal that is primarily important, not the actual goal. This is how you grow as a human being in the pursuit of attaining a particular goal.
So you would agree with me then that the journey is a series of destinations, and each of those destinations can be a specific goal. Sure. Or there could be a couple of goals that go along with each destination, but once you get to that destination, it's not, oh, I've arrived. No. It's getting ready for the next, I'm off the screen, it's getting ready for the next journey, onto the next destination.
That's right.
And of course, again, breaking the word destination down, there's destined, what are you destined to do? Mm-hmm. And of course, destiny.
Yeah. Yes. It's and most people, I think that most people, the reason that they stop short of their New Year's resolutions, and they stop short of achieving the goals, and what they do is they forget about the goal. I mean, they concentrate on the plan. I mean, if the plan. And in some cases, I think that the mistake that some people make is that plans, and I heard Paul said that as well, plans don't necessarily have to have 10 or 20 or 100 steps. It could be a plan of just one step. Mm-hmm. And what is the plan? I want to promote my business. I want to increase my exposure. So what is my plan? I'm going to get out of the house and I'm going to start calling on business and getting myself out there to talk to people, to let people know what I do and so forth. And that's a plan with one step. It doesn't need any more than that. And then once you do that step, that is going to bring you into the awareness of there may be something else that I can do. And you do that. And then another thing. So it's like you said, is a series of mini goals that eventually are going to get you closer to where you want to go.
The secret of your success begins with your daily routine.
That's right.
How often people make resolutions but do not fit it into their routine. And I'm just going to quickly hold up. Nobody has to use this particular one, but this comes from the Franklin Covey company. I used to carry around the big binder, but I found that having a smaller monthly daily that I can just throw in my bag works a lot better for me. But I remember one of my other mentors, Ed DeCosta, and he introduced me to what was called a daily edge. Okay. Everything needs to be put into this routine, into this daily plan. And then what's really important, because this is where resolutions can fall down and intentionality can go out the window, is that if you don't prioritize urgent versus important versus not so important, because what's going to happen is there are two things that go on. First of all, it's been an asset to have been able to take personality testing to determine how I'm wired.
Okay, yes.
Knowing how you're wired and how we deal into that. Now, I as an example, I'm a very high C, so I have to write everything down. I have to write everything down because I enjoy ticking things off. Sometimes I've already done something, but I write it down so I can tick it off.
That's right.
But daily routine, I was mentioning the miracle morning, and hopefully this is showing the way it should. Are you seeing this the way it...
I'm seeing it, and I'm very familiar with the book, and I did not read the book, but I heard the audio book, and I'm familiar with Hal Elrod. It's great, and I don't know if you are aware or if you ever heard, but there's another human potential expert. He's from Canada, and he's called Robin Sharma. I don't know if you heard of Robin Sharma, but Robin Sharma also has a morning routine that is called the 5 a.m. Club. And he says, the first hour, when you first get up, from 5 to 6, is what he calls the hour of power. Mm-hmm. Is the hour that you dedicate to you, to yourself, to grow, to exercise, to prepare yourself in that hour to face the world the rest of the day. So the way that you start your day is the way that you eventually are going to live your day and end your day.
And let's also throw into this, and I'm thinking of the little globe that Paul Martinelli gave me some years back that says, hold your image. Mm-hmm. And yes. We must understand that we have the conscious going on, but we've got the subconscious going on. And we need to be allowing our subconscious to prove us right, because it's going to prove us right. If we say we can't, it's going to prove us right, and we can't. But if we say we can, it's going to prove us right. And so as we take on these resolutions and we resolve to be resolute, there's a play on those words, it's going into our subconscious that it's going to work on the successful realization while our conscious is doing everything else that we normally do in our conscious. And again, that's why I go back to where it takes 28 days to get a habit to be habitual. So the morning hour that you were just describing, or the miracle morning that Hal is describing, one or 2 days is not going to get you into that. There's no specific intent involved with that. No. And so the resolution is really not a resolution.
If we remember also what John Maxwell says, everything worthwhile is uphill. And what happens if you have something that is worthwhile for you to get accomplished, and you start on that uphill journey. There's no point in going a third of the way up and then said, oh my goodness, it's too hard and difficult. Whoop, I'm going to go back down. There's no point in going halfway up and then going back, even 3/4 of the way. If we think that something that we want to do is truly worthwhile, we have to go all the way. We have to conquer the summit.
Well, I'm not planning to climb Mount Everest anytime soon. I want you to know that. Although we probably could if we put our minds to it and we
That's
resolve.
right.
Interestingly enough, have you met my little friend?
No.
Oh, you can't see him. He
can,
whispers in my ear from time to time.
Oh, so it may be related to a little friend that I sometimes have on my shoulders that keeps whispering things on my ear. Now, are you in the habit of listening to that little voice?
No, I got rid of my gremlins a long time ago. Gremlins are not fun people.
Are there any gremlins? Have you ever heard, Bob? Because this is something that I would like to know. Are there any gremlins that can whisper good, positive, determined things into your ear? Or gremlins are only those negative?
Gremlins by their very nature are destructive little critters.
Okay.
So I prefer to be, and this is part of my morning routine, I prefer to be in quiet mode so that I can hear the whispers that are being said to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because that person that I deal with, who created me, he doesn't shout. He whispers. And it was interesting, as you were saying, going up, everything worthwhile is uphill, and it certainly is. All too often, we don't prepare ourselves for that journey. And so I'm not going to go out and run a marathon anytime soon if I haven't put in some. So why would I want to create a resolution that is doomed before I'm even finished uttering the words?
Do you think? I think that the way that we can resolve this failure of people establishing New Year's resolutions is the fact that if you want to be successful, let's say on this coming January of 2020, and you want to be successful in whatever resolution you want to begin, you should have started January of 2019 preparing to do things on January 2020. It takes, because, for instance, I'm going to bring the example of a gym. You see, I go to the gym almost every day because I am managing or partly managing, I mean, a gym in the area, and I see regular people every single day. I just see the faces. I mean, I know that they're going to be there. And so when it comes January, you start seeing new faces. And they think that those new faces, that they can accomplish and get the same results that people that have been going consistently to the gym for years, they are going to get done in maybe a few weeks or a couple of months. And that is a no. So you have to prepare in order to be successful in what you are going to do. It takes preparation. Now, going back to what Paul Martinelli says, don't spend all your time in preparation. Prepare and then jump and build your wings on the way down.
So I'll add a little bit of New York to that. You got my New York? The difference between those who do it and those who don't do it is that those who do it, do it.
That's right.
Now, I didn't, as we're coming to the end of our time here, I didn't ask you where you're coming from today. You know I'm coming from beautiful and sunny Bermuda.
Well, let me tell you that I am coming from beautiful and sunny Beaufort, Georgia. Now, as you said, because you said it all the time, whether it's raining, pouring, or overcast, it's always beautiful and sunny in Bermuda. Now, today, as I look out of my window, I can see that it is very gray, very overcast. I mean, I don't see the sun anywhere, but still, my dear Bob, in my heart is beautiful and sunny in Beaufort, Georgia.
Even at night, it's beautiful and sunny. So there's just one last item I wanted to mention in our discussion of revolution with intentionality.
Mm-hmm.
Too many people choose to go it alone. Accountability partners and or coaches.
That's right. I think that you hit a good point, and is the fact that sometimes people don't stay pursuing whatever they want to pursue because sometimes the journey is easy and it flows easy, but sometimes it gets hard. And sometimes we hit obstacles.
So let me intercede 1 second, because you said the journey is easy. If the journey continues to stay easy, are you getting anywhere?
Perhaps not. Or perhaps you're getting somewhere that you don't want to end. So usually the journey, even if it may appear to be a little bit easier, but there's effort, there is work to be done. There's a lot of sweat that needs to happen if you want to see results. And one excellent way that people can overcome those obstacles and get a clearer guidance as to where they want to go and how they want to arrive at that point is with accountability, is with either an accountability partner, is with a mentor, is with a coach, and you are a coach, I am a coach. We coach people, we mentor people, and we can definitely, with the experience that we have, with the materials that we have, with the resources that we have, we are so prepared in order to help other people reach a higher level of awareness and reach their highest potentials. Remember that what Les Brown says, there is greatness within you, there is greatness within me, within all of us. And is a coach or a mentor can help you or anybody bring that greatness to the world.
So I told all you guys, Alejandro is just full of energy. This is why I called him the Tornado. And I want to thank him for being on with me today. We're going to do this again, not this topic, but we will be on doing other topics. I want to close with the words of John F. Kennedy when he was giving that speech. We choose to go to the moon in this decade, by the end of this decade, not because it's easy, but because it's hard. So how can people get a hold of you if they want to contact you, say for coaching or accountability partners?
Sure, thank you, Bob. They can go to, as a matter of fact, I mean, right now I'm in the process of redesigning my website, but they can go to, the website is Alejandro Tornado, altogether, alejandrotornado.com. They can reach me via my email at alejandro@alejandrotornado.com. They can find me on Facebook. I do 2 Facebook Lives. I mean, one on Wednesdays and one on Sundays, which is the quote of the week. They can find me on LinkedIn. They can look me up. And so these are all ways to get in touch with me. And if anybody has any questions, I mean, if they want to get clarity on something, I am here to, and it's my passion, and I know that it is your passion as well, Bob, to add value to other people in whatever I can do. It's my deep desire to help other people conquer not only their sometimes limiting beliefs, but to help them move and reach their highest potential.
So there you have it, everybody. Alejandro, I want to thank you once again for being on as my guest. And we will be doing these again. We're resolving and making a resolute decision that we will continue these on into 2020. 2020 is going to be an exciting year. It just has that ring to it. It's the beginning of a new decade. So we'll go ahead and close out. And there you have it, Alejandro the Tornado. And just reach out and find him. He'll be there to help you with intention. So
thank you much, Bob.
All the best. And for those of you where we are at the holiday season, whatever you celebrate, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever, season's best and blessings to all of you out there. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.